Welcome back to this week's video where I share with you how and why I became a blogger. I know many of you may be asking, why blogging? And is blogging even relevant anymore? Well, the answer to the second question is yes. Blogging is still very much relevant. Here's why. Research is showing that 77% of all internet users are reading a blog each month. And here's why I think this is. Although we have websites such as, or I should say social media sites such as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, these sites allow for short, focused conversation, where blogs and other sites are allowing for longer, more in-depth conversation. There are three categories of sites that are very effective, and they are virtual communities, video platforms such as this one, YouTube, and thought leader sites. As you can imagine, virtual communities will allow individuals with very specific interests to come together and share ideas and push for a cause. But don't get me wrong, social media sites are very useful. It's a large community of individuals that you can bring together and then lead them on to engage in a deeper conversation elsewhere. For me personally, 44% of my readers come from my Facebook page. So let me share with you why I decided to become a blogger. This idea first took root many years ago, but at the time, I was interested in writing a book about my life. Many of my friends had said that with everything that I had experienced in life, it would make for a great book. But I didn't feel comfortable doing that, and I honestly thought that if I did get to publish one, it would be under a different name. So fast forward several years later, and my husband and I were looking at making some changes in our life. We live a life, well, before COVID that is, lived a life that was very fast-paced. We were constantly on the move, getting up early in the morning, hitting traffic, taking the metro, whatever it is that we needed to do to get ourselves to work. And we realized that this was not sustainable for us. We wanted a different lifestyle, which is interesting when you think about it, because we know that many things have changed because of COVID-19. But the interest remained for me to find another way to use my skill sets. My background being in communication has me writing all the time. And so I thought, why not write for myself? And this is where I took the first step. So step one, my husband signed me up for a coaching club. This coaching club provided me with information that I needed to help me get started. I was able to join a group of like-minded individuals, some who had already gotten started, who were well on their way, and others who were new like me. This club provided us with step-by-step information, what to do, how to do it, suggestions, and this is how I got my start. Step two, decide what you want to blog about. What are your interests? What are you good at? I had to make this decision, and for me personally, I came to the decision that there were too many things that I was interested in and several different things that I thought I was good at. So I made the decision to be a lifestyle blogger, and this is where I talk about my life. There's a quote that stands out to me, and it's facts tell, but stories sell. Simply put, I could share as many figures as I choose to with you, but I may never really get your attention. However, when I choose to open up and I share my story with you, I may then be able to not only draw you in, but make you comfortable enough to share your stories with me. Step three would be picking a platform. Say you're a good writer. I would suggest a written blog where you can take the time to write your thoughts, share your stories, and as many words as you choose. And of course, you can always throw in a few pictures. Personally, when I first started, I went with written blogs, which I still do, before adding video blogs. Now I have to admit, when I first started, there were times when I felt overwhelmed. But thanks to recommendations, I went with a WordPress site, which I feel is pretty user-friendly. For my site, I chose to go with a theme called Ashe because upon comparison, I felt it was more welcoming, inviting, it felt bright, it offered more opportunities to include pictures and videos, and it overall suited my needs. But if you find that you're comfortable behind the lens of a camera and you want to invite your viewers into your world with a little more depth, you could go the route of video vlogs, and you could share them right here on YouTube. Now, step 4 goes without saying, and that's create good content. Now, let me emphasize, it's important to take the time to provide your viewers or your readers with the best information that you can. Why should they tune in every week? Why should they listen or read what it is that you have to share? Think about it. Since I am a lifestyle blogger, my content is based on my life. I base it off of the things that I'm dealing with, things that I believe will tie into what is currently happening around us, or something that I feel if I share it with someone, it could help them. Step 5 is be consistent. Let your readers or your viewers know when to tune in. Make it so that they anticipate it at the same time every time. Whether it's once a week or once a month, whatever it is that you choose, they should know and they should expect it. Now, we all know that things happen and you might not be able to post something, but don't make that the norm. For my own sites, I decided to update them once a week. I felt that this schedule was manageable and it's something that I could keep up with. Now, if you're anything like me, you'll take this next step like I did, although I didn't include it in the list. And that is to seek out others who are doing what it is that you would want to do. This is the best way to learn. Follow them on their social media sites. Follow them on YouTube. See what it is that they're providing to their followers and gain some insights that way. I did this for months. The only thing I would suggest here is be careful not to let it slow you down or to scare you out of doing it. For me personally, I was following them, I was checking out their websites, and I thought, there's no way I'll be ready to do this. There's no way I'll be ready in even 6 months to put anything out there. However, I had to talk myself out of that mindset and remind myself that just like me, they too had to start somewhere. Interestingly enough, it was on one of these blog sites that I got the best advice ever. And that was just get started. You can always make changes later. Think about it. Get started. And as you go along, you'll realize what you need to tweak, the changes you need to make. But if you never started, how will you know what you need to do differently? I hope that through this video, you were able to gain some additional information that will help get you started with telling your story. As I often say in my blogs, I believe that by sharing my story, I can help someone else, and you never know the life that you can touch by sharing your own. So of course, this is only the beginning of our dialogue on this topic and many others to come. And this is why I'm inviting you to tune in every week for a new video. But before you go, be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video if you found it helpful. If you're on Facebook or Instagram, I would love to stay in touch with you that way as well. You can find me at Pretty Green Emerald. I'll be sure to leave all that information somewhere in this video or down below. Once again, thank you for tuning in and see you next time.